Okay,
Um,
so
so
talking about pudding today.
yes, we're talking about pudding, and I actually
Okay.
have a prop that is semi-applicable.
All right, gotcha.
It's chocolate covered M&M's covered.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we could do
Like,
that.
well, she's the
It's
minister of
chocolate.
chocolate.
Minister
That
of chocolate. Yeah.
Yep. That's actually from the place where I sent you the candy from before, the baker's candy.
Oh, I love that stuff. Thank you, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you to
Um,
everybody that sends me the candy, but
oh
yeah,
yeah.
you sending me a lot of stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that place is like less than half hour away from Lincoln. It's in a small town, and like it's one of the main things in the town.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, we were on our way back from Omaha the other week, and we're just like, you want to go to Baker's? Sure.
Sure, it's a
We
nice
get
place. Yeah.
candy. So we love doing that. They have lots of local things. It's not just chocolate.
Hmm.
Lots of lots of candy that they make in house,
Awesome.
and other just stuff from around the. They have like Game of Thrones Pez dispensers,
Oh, those are okay. That would be funny. Yeah, that would be funny.
which I'm just like sitting there going like, okay,
I mean,
whatever.
yeah, I mean, like you could
I get
advertise,
it, but
marketing anything, so that's just how it goes, right? Yeah.
oh, there's an antique place up in Omaha that has a new Pez dispenser
Ooh,
that is like has been there for as long as I can remember.
wow.
And I'm just like, part of me wants to buy it, but I'm also
I
like, but I
I
have
never
no
got
idea what
into
it would
Pez.
cost.
Pez tastes like soap to me, and I never got like the collect. I get people collect stuff, but like that's just never
Yeah.
been like my thing. Yeah.
Oh no, I mm-mm. I
Anyway,
I don't care for Pez, but like yeah, I just like some of the dispensers are just adorable.
they're cool looking, yeah, but
Yep.
I would never collect a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So hi everyone to who ends up watching this, and welcome over from Tekking's channel. This will be hopefully uh I'll put a link to your channel in this, although they'll probably come
Thank
here
you.
because of you.
Yeah, that would probably be a
Um
thing. Yeah.
Probably most of my fan base is here because of you.
There's
Um
some overlap. It'll be all right.
some
Yeah.
slight overlap of my whatever five no 260 something that I have right now. I don't remember. Um Hey, I
Hey, it's
appreciate
starting out.
everyone who has subscribed. I appreciate it.
It's easier to start out now than it
Yes,
was when I first started. So because there's like more people on YouTube now than in 2009 when I
yes.
started my channel, so you'll be okay. Yeah.
This is going to be the last one for the Hotland section for the rulers and leaders videos, and this one is about pudding, mostly just because she's like the last relevant one, and she's the last one that I like because I am not going to talk about flampe. Um,
Oh God, no. If
no,
you would have
no.
asked me to do that video, I'd have been like, nah, nah.
I don't know. I would have been like, well, you could be in the video and you could just hate against flampe the
No, we
entire
could just
time. I
do
don't care.
the Legend
No,
of Flampe. She was knocked out by Cutter Curry. All
yeah,
right, great video, fantastic
exactly.
video.
She has a
Yeah,
bubble dress. No, I already
yeah,
dissed
yeah,
on her when I did the Katakuri video, so it's
yeah. No,
fine.
no, it's all good. Then. It's
Um,
all good. Yeah, yeah.
I don't like her.
She's horrible.
Katakuri is awesome.
She's horrible.
Most of
Cutter
the one,
Curry didn't deserve that family.
no. Although I've seen adorable fan art that's like Katakuri whispering to Pudding, going like, "If Mama dies, I'll ally with Straw Hat," and she's
Yeah,
just
no.
like,
I remember making those videos near the end of the arc, and I was just
"Yep,
like, dude, if Connor Curry and Pudding just want to skip out and just go and, not necessarily join like the Straw Hat
Straw
side, but
Hats,
just
right?"
like, we're done with this. All right. They're not treating us with respect here. We're out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always try to figure out like, well, which other ones would want to leave, and I'm like, well, there have to be others
Oh,
that
there's
want to
definitely going to be
leave.
more like, especially with Big Mom now, like in a
Yes.
volcano, maybe they'll like, hey, this is our opportunity to get out of here. Let's go.
Yep, just watch the English dub where she got dropped down the volcano.
She got dropped down the hole.
Yes, the
Yeah,
whole.
the
Um,
hole.
okay, so side tangent on that.
That's fine.
They just did the English dub for the episode where Luffy goes Gear Fifth for the first
Yes, yeah,
time.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Yes, and I love the bit where Kaido, where they just have the freeze frame of Kaido's eyes just
Hmm.
wide as saucers, and then he goes,
Yep.
he's like launched back by the Boro breath.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, thank you, whoever put that there.
That's a good touch. Yeah, I love
That's
that.
like a
Yeah.
Daffy Duck reference.
Yep. Uh-huh. And
Yep.
that makes sense because like it's a whole joke of like, old
Yes.
Hanna-Barbera rubber hose
Yes.
animation. Well, that's even before Hanna-Barbera, but like
Oh
more
yes.
people in the States would probably be more familiar with like Looney Tunes. So let's
Yeah,
just make
Looney
it Looney
Tunes, Tom
Tunes.
and Jerry,
Yeah, yeah.
some of the
Tom and
earlier
Jerry
Mickey
is yeah.
Mouse stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Which as the Disney dork,
Yeah, there it is.
I know a lot about. Yes. I appreciate the older Disney stuff when they do references back to that and things.
Hmm.
Um, and everything. And Steamboat Willie just entered copyright
Yeah,
domain,
yeah, yeah.
public domain. So,
You could do whatever you
movie
want
is
with Steamboat
movie
Willie
is
now.
Steamboat Willie.
Well, there was the horror movie that came out.
Yeah, I know. And then
Yeah,
there's the
yeah.
Winnie the Pooh thing that they did, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
no, no. I already ruined my own childhood enough in my own head. I don't need you helping. Plus, I don't like horror. Um, do not like horror. But so yeah, this is going to be about Pudding, who is the 35th daughter of the Charlotte family. She is the 76th child. She is an officer within the Big Mom Pirates, the hybrid between Big Mom and a Third Eye tribe member. And she is also kind of the chocolatier slash stand-in minister for chocolate of Cow
Yeah,
Island.
ever since Lola
The
left.
left,
So
yep,
yeah,
which
so
will get
she's
mentioned later.
yes.
Um, she is 16 years old, and of course, her devil fruit is, of course, the Memo Memo no Mi, which powers we'll discuss more later. But I love that she can just like reach into someone's brain and go,
I love how it is like an old film
yes,
reel from like
yes,
16 millimeter film that she
yes,
could just glorp out of your body. Yeah, it's like, okay,
like,
that's weird, but all right. It's One
yes.
Piece. Yeah.
And what if she wants to go all the way back to your childhood? Does she just have to
She
stand
literally
there and
has to like,
continually pull
it's
it
like if
out?
you've ever seen JoJo Part 5, it's like a Bakio. He has the power to rewind stuff, but it's like a VHS. So he has to like, all right, I can rewind 20 years, but we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just picture it like the old style film reels
Yep.
where she just
Yep.
has to like rewind the whole thing, just
Yeah, or it's
rewinding all the
like
way into a canister.
in the
And
old
if she,
movies
yeah,
where they have to do like the microfilm in the library, where it's just like
yes,
they have the little jog wheel that they have to like do.
yes,
Yeah,
yep,
it's like that. Yeah,
yes. I was like, is that the way it works? If
but
she has to go back,
it's a pretty powerful devil fruit
yes, I
because not
know.
only can she remove stuff, she could implant memories in like
Yes,
fake stuff, and
yes,
it's pretty
she
cool. Yeah.
edits. I love that. I love that she edits and then she does it to all of the cooks
Yes. Yes.
later on. And it's just like, I love the turn that they pull with Pudding, though, that Oda did with that,
Mm-hmm.
where she's just like, yeah, I'm so sweet. And then it's just like, wait a second.
Yeah, I mean, like when the arc started, I was like, okay, this is clearly like they're going in enemy territory, and the idea is like, oh, Sanji is in this forced marriage with Pudding, okay, but we don't know much about her. And then later on, the twist is like, oh no, she's actually like
Hit on
pretty
everything.
sadistic, pretty evil, and I'm like,
Yes.
all right, that didn't surprise me as much because I'm like, I could kind of see there's some weird going on with this. Yeah.
Yes, but the thing with that is like there is kind of like the split personality with her that very much cracks
Oh
because of
yeah,
what
you
happens with
definitely get the
Sanji.
idea she
Yes.
has like
The
dissociative
flips back
identity
and forth,
disorder or
which I
something.
just
Like,
love
yeah.
watching.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. Back and forth.
It brings up a couple of questions, but like, okay,
Yes.
yeah, she just has like multiple personalities. Like, if you ever seen Chainsaw Man right now, there's a character that has a similar kind of thing going on.
No,
Yeah.
I've dealt with multiple personalities. Not me, but other people that
Right,
I
right,
know. But
understandable. Yes,
yes.
yeah.
They're
But
not
yeah, so she's got
quite
that
that
going on.
drastic.
Yeah, she's got that going.
Um,
It's exaggerated for the sake of, One
yes,
Piece. Yeah.
obviously. I mean, we kind of get a tiny bit of that between Big Mom and Olin in Wano with the amnesia.
Oh
With
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
there's a little bit of that, but like not
Speaking of
not quite
Speaking
as
of
that.
Looney Tunes logic,
Yes.
it's like every time she gets hit on the head, she's like, "Oh, I lost my memories. Oh, got them back. Oh, lost them again." It's like, okay, all right,
How many times has that happened in Totland? I was like, how many
probably
times has she
multiple times.
it's
It's
like
well, I don't
her
know how many
children
times
just
she's
like
gotten hit on the head, but a lot probably.
I don't know. It depends on whatever happens around her.
Yeah,
She like falls down the stairs. Those rolls down the stairs in this
she
old
rolls
pig
down the stairs
chateau.
like a boulder and like I don't know who I am anymore. Like, okay,
It's like, oh no, not again. Pudding.
yeah,
What happened? Mama tripped.
Pudding would be able to fix that problem. Actually, now that I think about it, that is an interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Although on the top I watched your Suru video, which I liked.
Yes, I did that last
Yes.
night. Yes.
And I made the comment to my mom, I'm like, hey, I found a One Piece character you can cosplay as.
Yeah.
Which is funny because my mom was in the Marine, was in
Is
the
your
Navy.
mom in the Marines and is 6'8"?
She was in the
Like,
Navy. And she technically holds the title of Admiral of the Nebraska Navy, which is not a thing
it's not a thing, but she has it.
because she's
Okay.
worked for the state for so long.
That's
that
awesome,
she
though.
has that. I'm like, well, my mom is technically an admiral.
So there you go.
I don't know. We don't have boats. We're a landlocked state.
You have
Very
land
landlocked.
boats. You just like put a boat up on a truck and there you go. You have a thing. There you are.
Yeah, I have cousins that do that.
Sail the
Um,
Great Plains.
yep. Just follow the Platte River up
Yep, yep,
Nebraska. Yep.
yeah. You'll be fine.
I'll be seeing a bunch of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're driving across the state for a wedding for my cousin.
Oh,
Speaking of
have fun.
weddings,
Have fun.
um,
Yeah, there you go. Down to the tea
yep,
party. Yeah.
yep. Which I actually really like Pudding's wedding dress, but there's an
Oh
alternate
yeah.
one that Oda drew for like a wedding dress series for like
Oh
a bunch
really? I
of
didn't
the
see
girls.
that. I didn't see the alternate
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
there's like ones for like there's like one for Nami and Robin, and there's one for Big Mom. I think
Okay.
there's a Tashigi one. I know
Wait,
there's a
I
Pudding
might have
one.
seen this now. I have to look into that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that seems
but it's
kind of
like
familiar to me. But I
yeah,
love
it's
the
just like
set decoration in Totland and the
yes,
tea party in
oh
particular. The
God,
set
yes.
decoration was beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yes, I love like the design of Totland because like
Oh
that
yeah.
is reference to
Alice in
Alice in Wonderland.
Wonderland and
Yep.
just all the mystical, like everything's food is just like
Yes.
I also imagine Big Mom is like, all right, I will make it my mission to obtain every food themed devil fruit I could possibly find. And it's like, okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And weird extensions of that.
Yes, yes,
I
like
don't know
Moldor
this
having the
in
book fruit
books.
and he could do
Yes.
weird stuff with that. But yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Did a video on him.
It's a
Um
weird fairy tale place.
yes, and I adore it for
Yes.
that reasons. And we have no idea what's going on there right now.
No, we have
Um
no idea. It's probably in a little bit of turmoil.
oh yeah, either
Yeah.
all the homies are dead or just we have no
It
idea.
is a question, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the homies are not dead because Zeus is still alive. So the homies
Zeus is
cannot
still
be dead.
alive. So yeah, if you want to
But
make the logic of like Big Mom dies, they're all dead, then yeah, then
yeah.
that wouldn't be the case. But then it's like, well, they have their own life, kind of. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, well, they're alive until their lifespan runs out. We saw that happen with a bunch of the ones that were in the forest until they got scared.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but let's talk about Pudding's childhood.
That was
So,
rough.
yes. So, of course, we know that she's, the third eye hybrid child, and we've never seen her father.
Yeah, that's not unusual for
No,
Totland. Although with hers,
no.
I feel like it would be the like other than Pound, I would have liked to seen her dad
Yes,
because we've never seen a full bred
yes,
third eye tribe member ever,
yes.
or where
I
they're from or
know.
anything. Yeah,
It's like my answer is either he ran away or he's dead
yeah, you think
because
that? Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah,
it's like if he managed to escape, then that would make sense because like if just Big Mom's, it's like how did she get a tontata to make
yeah,
Normande?
yeah,
It's like I don't know. It's like we know there are other minks that don't
yeah,
live on
exactly.
Zoe, so there might be
So
other tontata that don't live on Greenbit. She may have got one of them
yeah, there's probably
somehow,
I
but
think there might be some Tontatas living around on Totland, but like with the
yeah,
Third Eye tribe, it's mentioned they're quite rare. So
yes,
he's either dead or he escaped, and we might even
yes,
like if the Strats meet the Third Eye tribe at some point, like
yeah,
just make her father be there because like why
yeah.
not, right? Yeah,
Like maybe not the chief, but like someone who's like,
just someone in the village. Like
yeah,
yeah, I went on a
exactly.
vacation to Totland a few years ago, and Big
It
Bob captured me, and it wasn't good.
it didn't go well.
It didn't go
I had
well.
to leave.
Hmm.
She let me go.
Yeah.
I wonder if Pound would have been allowed to leave Totland. I mean,
You get the
probably not.
impression that I don't know, like because they you get the impression they get tossed away after, like she doesn't
Yes,
care about them after. Like
but
no
it's
one was
like
guarding Pound, so he
no.
probably could have left if he wanted to.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
yeah.
like I don't know. And like some of them had to have like their fathers would have been around before she settled Totland for the
The
most
fact
part.
is we don't know about pretty much any
Yeah.
father except for the Stroizen thing with
Yeah.
Perospero maybe, which has
That's
its
yeah, which
own
I went over in the
messed up
Perospero
implication.
video. Oh
Um,
yes.
but
Because
other than Stroizen and Pound, then I get the impression the whole idea is Big Mom has children, so like, oh, they're my children. They listen to me now because like blood is thicker than water, kind of thing. And
yeah.
then I don't need the husband anymore. They're like a service drone. They can leave, like
Yeah, they're a
whatever.
donor.
Yeah, they are
Um
basically. Yeah.
yes. So yeah, there's
But
that
anyway,
whole disturbing thing on that
yeah,
end.
her
Um
childhood was messed up. This is a
yes.
perfect example of the way Big Mom treats her kids because it's like I
Yes.
need Pudding to read poneglyphs, but I'm still going to treat her like crap just because.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's like bullied by all of the other kids that are around her. Probably not necessarily her siblings, because all the siblings for the most part seem to get along with each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, within reason. I mean,
Within reason. I mean, with
Flampe and
Flampe and
Pudding hate each
Katakuri,
other.
yeah. So definitely some of her siblings probably made fun of her. Yeah.
But yeah, some of them probably did. Probably not the older ones because they would have been like they would know what happened with Katakuri, so they would be a
Hmm.
much more nice to
I think
Pudding and
Pero, like, because
everything.
Perospero, Daifuku, and Oven, they didn't make fun of Katakuri. They understood
No,
who he
they
was,
didn't.
so they wouldn't have probably made fun of Pudding either.
And
Yeah.
there would have been a good chunk of the other ones because like Cracker, Custard, and Angel would have been around at that point in
Yeah.
time
Oh
because I
yeah.
did timelines on all of this
Oh
because I
yeah.
talked
The
about
timeline's
Cracker.
very interesting for it. Yeah.
Yes, but it's like they all know about it, so it's like they would not do anything against putting it for having a third eye. So it's like she probably had some refuge with them, but like most of the other kids that lived on, in Totland that she would have interacted with, we know that they bully her
Hmm.
and threaten her and everything like that and call her a freak.
It's
It's
so
ridiculous.
it's so antithetical to Big Mom's
Yes,
ultimate goal, because Big Mom's ultimate goal
yes.
is, I want to have a world where everybody is
Hmm.
equal, but I'm gonna
Hmm.
make fun of my own kids for the way they look, and the fact that, like, all the, because there's minks and there's
Yes.
tontatas and there's long arms and long legs,
Yes, and
and
snake necks and
everybody's
everything.
different in the Big Mom family, but we're gonna pick out Katakuri has an eel mouth and Pudding has a third eye. Weirdos, it's like, a Big Mom does nothing to stop it, and it's just like, yeah.
Praline has a weird head and
Yeah,
Prim
exactly.
has tentacles, and it's just like, just stop. It's
Just
like,
stop. Yeah,
just
like,
just stop. It's like Opera's covered in whipped cream. Make fun of him for that. That's at least
that's
disgusting.
a little bit, yeah, disgusting. It's very sticky wherever he goes.
Well, he's dead
Uh
now, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, but yeah, so she's just ridiculed constantly. That's probably
Yes,
where the split personality thing popped
yes,
in.
that's where it develops. And of course, there's the scene where Lin just kind of looks at her while she's like drinking and is just like, yeah, you're my kid and you have a third eye, which is useful to me, but you're just creepy, so grow your
You're
hair
some
out. It's like,
creepy weirdo. I mean, you have third
yes,
eyes. Get out of here.
she's getting
Yeah.
sloshed like Rayleigh is.
Do you think,
Um,
imagine the personality split thing probably emerged with her having to be like, I need to be prim and proper for Mother, but I'm also need to vent my psychotic tendencies. You know?
yes. But then she's also this amazing chocolatier and baker and everything
Yes,
else like
yes.
that I'm like, yes, I love that they threw that in there. I wonder how much research about chocolate and food I would have had to do for this section. For
It's
like,
just what's wild, the number of research he has to do. I'm
yes.
sure he has like editors and stuff
Oh
help him
yeah.
with that stuff,
He's
but
like,
like, it's
research
crazy. Yeah.
chocolate for me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Here's a document. They
Research how
also
to make a
gave her
giant cake. Yes,
they
sir.
also gave her a flying magic carpet
Carpet.
and
Edit.
a
Edit.
little jelly
Slime.
guy. It's like, okay, all right,
I
cool.
okay, for Nitro the slime, I fully believe part of his soul came from Beji because he
That
acts like
I
Beji
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
or like one of the other members of the crew.
I
I
could see
fully
that, because
believe that.
there's attacks when you have to join Totland. I would imagine
Yes.
Big Mom would be like, I got to take part of your soul if you're going to be part of me, because that's the only way
Yes.
she's really going to trust you, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's given to Pudding, or just maybe he just liked Pudding and stuck with her or something. I don't
Yeah, or
know.
something like that. Yeah.
I kind of wish I thought it would have been adorable to see like Pudding interact with Pound or not Pound, with Pez,
Oh
Kiki,
yeah,
Pez.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like we never see any of them. We never see any of the other freaking grandkids, which pisses
Yeah,
me
it's
off.
yeah, but there's a lot that Oda had to include in that
Oh
arc,
no, I
and there's so
understand.
much supplemental material. Like, he did eventually release, like, I love
All
Oda
the
for just
all of
sketching,
them.
like,
Yes.
here's sketches of every island and every character, and it's like, okay, there's no way you're going to be able to fit all those in the
Oh
arc,
no,
but I like
yeah.
the effort you went through. Yeah.
Yes. Although we see one of the supposed in-laws in Odyssey,
Yeah.
which I never played, but I'm like, okay,
I
I don't
played like
care.
an hour or two of that game and I got mad, and I don't
Yes,
play
the
it
memory
anymore.
thing. Yes,
Yes.
you lose all of your powers.
Yep, that's a trope I hate. I genuinely despise that. I really do.
Like, no, that doesn't work
Yep,
like
the
that.
Straw Hats and their 2 years of training. Yeah, there's some lady that just takes all that away. Have fun. I'm like, nope, sorry, you broke the immersion for me.
Yes.
You know?
I like her design though, and the other guy that's in the game. I
Yeah,
like
the
their
designs are
designs.
fine.
And the
Yeah,
concept of
those.
going from like through the arcs into their past.
I
I
didn't care
love
for
that.
that because I think there's so many other One Piece games that
But
do
yes,
that. I would have liked
yes.
something different. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
Moving back to
Um,
pudding. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So being a Third Eye Tribe member, so we don't understand exactly how this works, But
Yeah.
the idea is if you're a member of the Third Eye tribe, you could basically read or understand any language, or it might be something similar to like an automatic voice of all things, like you know the
Yeah.
meaning behind everything.
Yeah.
Pudding has not awakened to that power yet, though.
Not that we
That we
know of,
know of. That we
no.
know of. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
She
that could
might
be
have
more
awakened to it and not told anybody though.
yes,
Like,
or it
yeah,
may have been something that happened because of everything that happened in the arc,
yeah.
which
Like they're in the
can
trauma
be
of that,
yeah,
and something she now can read
all
it,
of
but she
that.
never told Big Mom about it. Yeah.
Yeah, which I would not blame her for doing
No.
that.
Yeah.
No, I would play up the no, I haven't, no, mom, I haven't done any of that yet. No, it hasn't awakened. I'm gonna go hide
Dude,
in my
what if we
room and
find out?
practice.
What if we find out she always had it and she's just always lying? She just like,
Yes,
no, I'm
like
not
she
doing
got
it.
it at
Yeah.
like maybe her
10
devil
or
fruit awakened
something.
it and
Yeah,
she
yeah,
just
something
never
like
told
that. Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yep. That would be an interesting thing to do with that, but I'm
That'd be
also
a good
like,
twist.
I don't know. It's like I don't know what would be a better payoff for that of like she's had it all along and just refused to tell anybody, which no one would blame her for given the
Yeah, no, definitely
circumstances,
not.
or because of everything that happens in the arc and that now she kind of because like having someone accept her for what she was with what Sanji did, that could be something that like awakens it or
Yeah,
forces the
it could
awakening.
be a
Yeah.
mental block too,
Yeah.
like, she has to accept herself or something and then
Yes.
she can truly unlock her power or something like that. Um
Yes.
And I like how Oda is keeping her relevant to the story now with the whole
Yes.
Blackbeard thing, because it's
Yes.
like, oh yeah, well, she is one of the few people that might be able to read poneglyphs. Blackbeard doesn't have anybody on his crew that can, so he needs
Mm-mm.
something to do that.
He's already got one psychotic woman with a scythe.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
um, yeah.
Eh.
Blackbeard crew just creep me out sometimes.
That's kind of their that's kind of the
Point. I
idea
know. I
behind them.
know.
Yeah,
That's
they're
the point. That's their job.
Van Augur is probably the one that's like the most like
Competent.
competent, but also like less creepy out of all of them. I would
Yes.
probably assume.
Well, besides
Yeah,
Aokiji, but yeah.
yeah. Aokiji, yeah,
Um,
because he's that part of the crew now as well. Yeah.
yep. But yeah, for the rest of them, they're just like, no, all of you are
No,
just creepy. Go
no, and
away.
all of you are a lot. Yeah. Um,
Um, yeah, there's that. I feel sorry for Stronger though.
Stronger is just a poor horse.
I
I feel
know.
like he gets sick because he's constantly in contact with Doc Q. Like if Doc Q just left, he would get like way healthier.
He'd
That'd be
be like
cool.
strong, strapping horse, ready to run
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kentucky Derby.
We'll see what happens when Chopper probably will fight them, and Chopper talks to
Yeah.
Stronger a bit. Like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to, hang out with this guy? And
Hey,
Stronger's like, no. Like, all
no, get me
right,
out of here.
he's forcing me here. Please help me.
Please
It's
get me
just
out of
like,
here.
okay, yeah,
And then we know in regards to, so she has not the best childhood because of Big
no,
Mom. She probably has some good relationships with some of the older siblings. We know that she's pretty popular amongst all of the younger siblings. We know that she's popular amongst the people, particularly of Cacao Island.
yes,
Because after, and then when Lola leaves, I love Lola.
she's great.
Yes. And now she's happily married and has her sister back and
Has
her
her
dad
sister back and her dad back.
and her nephew.
Does it make a lot of sense for Pound to still be there? Kind of, but
I
whatever.
don't
Let's just
care.
let she has her dad back. I
Let her
guess
have her
that's
dad. Let
fine.
him have
It's a
his
happy
daughters.
ending.
He's
There you
suffered
go.
enough.
Okay.
He suffered enough. Let him be. We know that she had a good relationship with Lola when Lola left, but
Yes.
then she, kind of took over as that, but she still doesn't want, Big Mother, Big Mom, Big Mother,
Big mother.
Big Mother. She doesn't want Big Mom to get angry at her, obviously, which none of them do because they're all terrified of Mama, which is fair.
Well, yeah, because she could literally just rip out your life force and kill you in a second. So yeah,
Yep,
it is kind of terrifying.
as we have seen happen.
Yes.
Um, I did a 3-part video on Big Mom
Oh
for
wow.
everything
Yeah, there's a
of
lot
Big
of
Mom.
material. I mean, I don't can't count how many videos I've made on her. Period. Like,
Yes.
there's a lot of them. But yeah, like with Moscato at the beginning of the arc, she like
Yes.
almost kills him. He is still
Yes.
alive, but
Yeah.
his life
Barely.
force was definitely
And then
reduced.
Opera is just most likely straight up dead.
I think he might be still alive because we just don't know, but
Yeah.
he's probably dead. Yeah,
Let him die. I don't
it's
care.
fine.
He
He's
was
Opera.
creepy.
Yeah, he's
He
got
was
4 other
creepy.
brothers. Yeah,
Yeah. All of them seem slightly more competent than him.
slightly. Yeah.
Slightly. Not by much, but slightly. Um, but so she grows up in that family and has to deal with all of that. She obviously loves cooking, which is good. And she
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
chocolatiering and baking and all of that stuff. And she eventually develops her little caramel cafe that she
Yeah.
develops. And then we know that at some point, probably during the 2 year time skip, is when they start to come up with the thing of like, okay, we're going to get the Vin Smokes and bring them
Yeah.
here. So let's start working on that and putting as part of that plan. And then the first time we actually get to see Pudding is, of course, in Fishman Island, right at the tail
Right. We
end of
just
it.
see this woman and she's just sitting there with
There,
like Nitro
the
is there.
nitro on
We
her on
yeah,
her shoulder,
yeah.
and like
And she
she
has a
has
third
the
eye and
eye.
it's
We
like,
see the
whoa,
eye, and
okay.
I
What's up with
forgot about that
her?
entirely
Yeah,
by
and
the
then
time we
that's
saw
just
her
and then
again.
we just cut away. And I remember
Yes,
when we see her next is like at Zoe when Beiji's doing the tea party thing and
yes,
shows the picture, but she has her eye covered in that. And I
yes.
was just like, is that the same girl from the Fishman Island? Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of went off on One Piece for a while between like Fishman Island and into that just for a while, and I
Right,
completely
sure.
forgot about that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We do see her eye then.
Yeah,
Um, so the meeting will end in about 10 minutes, and then I have the second one all set up for us.
that's
So
fine. Yeah.
we'll go with that when it's time. And then, of course, when they actually get to Totland, when the Sanji retrieval team, I love that name,
Yeah.
show up in Totland, and Chopper and Luffy do Chopper and Luffy and just gorge themselves on the cafe. And
Yeah,
then she
because it's
shows up on the flying carpet, which I love. I love that Oda gave her a flying carpet.
yeah.
Just
It's
shows
it's
up.
it's a flying carpet. It just like don't ask questions. It exists.
Yes,
There you
it's a
go.
flying carpet with a sentient mind. Just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
ask questions. So is Carpet from Aladdin. So,
Exactly.
he's sentient. That works.
Yep.
Um, I will throw Disney references at you. Sorry.
No, no, no. It's
Um,
good. It's good. I like Disney. Yeah.
I reviewed almost every Disney movie from Snow White all the way to the most recent one.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's
Yes,
pretty much all of them then. Yeah.
almost all of them, minus
Yeah,
like
yeah.
four because I
Damn.
don't like them. Um, but so we see her show up, and then she just like looks at Chopper and Luffy, probably instantly realizes who they are,
Oh
and she
yeah.
like, here, have more chocolate. Yeah, you're
Yeah, add
supposed
more
to be my
chocolate. Well, that's
cafe.
the
Here.
problem when you have an island that's like made of candy. It's just like, hey, you can eat it, and that's like Luffy and Chopper already finished eating the entire town by the time that you've finished explaining
Yes.
this. So
I
yeah,
like that Peckham's is like giving them a rundown of like what's allowed and what's not allowed, and they're
yeah.
not listening.
They're not listening. They're just
They're
eating the
gone.
town. Yeah.
And then, of course, Pudding invites the rest of them into the building where they're all talking. And then eventually, Luffy, with his big mouth, blabs who they are.
Of course he
And
does.
then
Yeah.
Pudding asks, like, oh my God, no, you're the Straw Hats, you're an enemy. And then they're like, no, we're not. We're here to save Sanji. And then
It's a
Pedro,
good subterfuge where she
yes,
actually is like, "Oh, good. Okay, well, here's a
yeah,
map and here's how to get to Whole
yes.
Cake Island and you can trust
Oh,
me." And it's
yes.
like, "All right.
I met Sanji and he was so sweet to me and so nice and romantic.
We want him to be safe, so here you go." I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen this before. I don't trust you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I like your character design. I like your cooking skills. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Um, and she like goes through that, and then of course Pedro is the one that's like, no, we need to get rid of her.
Yeah.
She can blab on us, and
Which
Nami's
how
like,
about a
no,
what
don't
if
do that.
scenario there if they would have just like killed Pudding right at that moment there?
Yeah, well, Mama would have just raged because they wouldn't have been able to make the cake.
Yeah, they would have
First of
been
all,
yeah. Yeah.
second of all, if they killed Pudding, everything would have been off. Just nothing would have been the same.
No, yeah, it would have been a completely different arc. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's like a good thing that they didn't do that because she ends up being an
It's like
ally
in
in the
D and
end.
it's like in D&D where you have like one particular character that's like I don't trust her. We need to kill her. We need to
Yes.
kill her here. And like I don't know about that, man. It's like okay, I'm telling you what though, she's gonna double cross us. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
I'll have to ask my cousin if that's ever happened in any of his campaigns because he actually has a YouTube where he does this, where he does D&D also. um, my cousin is not Rustage.
Oh, okay.
I would have pulled on that string a long time ago if that was
Exactly. That would have been. Yeah.
so. What ends up happening is, of course, she gives them the map, which is very helpful. And then she's like, "Yeah, go this way. You'll get to the island. I'll have them be on the coastline with that. They're with me, and you guys can get them and leave." Which, had that happened, you
Yeah.
know, would have been helpful.
The arc would have been
Um,
faster. Yeah.
yes. It's like, okay, now we're gonna leave. Backtracking, you
Hmm.
leave. And then Big Mom, I don't know. Big Mom probably would have chased them anyway, but
It's an interesting. Maybe I'll do a what if video on that or something.
yeah,
But yeah, it's an
there's a
interesting
what
way
if
of
in there.
how
There's
the different
yeah,
domino effects would have lasted
yes.
if that
It's
was
like
the case. Yeah.
what changes here? Flip type
Yep.
of thing. But of course, so then they leave. The Straw Hats head off, or the Sanji retrieval team head off, and then Pudding gets taken to the island. And um, so the order is, I think she has to go dress shopping with Baron Tamago because Brooke and Pedro see her while they're dress shopping,
Yeah,
and
that
she's supposed to
happens.
be at the beach. Which of course she's not allowed to even pick out her own wedding dress. It's
No,
whatever Mama wants.
everything is orchestrated by this. Yes,
Yes. Although it is a nice dress, I'll give her
it's a nice
that.
dress, I guess. Yeah.
Um, I've had a lot of weddings recently, so it's just like nice dress, nice dress, nice dress. Um, and then of course we have the moment where she actually gets to meet Sanji, where of course the Vin Smokes and Big Mom have their dinner with the talking and singing food. That
Which,
freaked me out so
I mean,
much.
like, probably would be cool for the first 5 minutes, and after a
Yeah,
while, it'd be like, okay, guys, just dial it down. I just want to eat my
just
steak.
stop.
Just what's going on here? Yeah.
Just stop.
Okay.
I think that that Sanji's three brothers take a bit of satisfaction in eating something that is alive.
Probably. Yeah, that's just a
Yeah,
little sadistic there. Yeah.
yeah, just a little bit. And then of course, then Pudding and Sanji actually gets a chance to go and talk for a little bit. And of course, we find out later that she's just like playing him up on this,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she's
yeah.
just like, "I'll let you go if you want," and everything. And he's like, "But I have to do this because I have the cuffs that will explode."
Yeah, yeah.
And she's playing him like a fiddle.
Hmm.
And of course, he shows her his beat up face. And, inside she's just disgusted by it, but she has to play like she's not. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you." She is a perfect little actress.
Oh yeah, I
Give her
mean,
the Oscar. Just give her the
that's
Oscar
her
now.
role that she was given in the family. It's just like, yeah,
Yes.
here's what you need to do. Yeah.
Yes. And part of that is also for her own survival
Oh yeah,
because,
definitely. 100%. That's probably the reason why, like I
yeah,
said, the split personality thing occurred.
yes.
Yeah.
Part of the, yeah, that's like the root of it is she's like back and forth between having to be the sweet, docile Pudding and then having to act, which one is more real and is it somewhere in the middle and whatever the
Hmm.
case may be. And then, of course, later that night is when they have everything that happens with Reiju.
Yes, the big thing with
So,
Reiju, and she acts
um,
like Pudding acts like an evil villain of just
yes,
like, ha ha ha, I've orchestrated everything.
yes.
Yes.
I did want to point out something that happens before that, though. So before that,
Yeah.
we have the moment where Pudding is in her room and she's talking to like her maid, who's getting everything ready for the next day. And Pudding goes out on the balcony, and I don't know if this was just added in the anime or not, but she goes out on the balcony and she just looks so sad because
Huh.
it's like she's going between having to be the sweet Pudding and then having to go and deal with do
Yeah.
everything to Reiju.
I don't know. That feels like something that would be in the manga. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't
Yeah.
remember if it was in the manga. I know they at least put it in the anime
Well,
if
that's a
it
nice
was.
little touch of her just
Yeah,
being like
either way.
exhausted by everything and just like, ah, I don't want to live this double life anymore.
I don't
Yeah.
want to do this, but I have to if I want to keep surviving, type of a thing.
Yeah.
And so there's all that happens, and then they have everything that happens with Reiju.
Hmm.
And that part is I love how they do that scene because we know that she goes out into the corridors, finds Reiju, shoots her, and then brings her back to the room,
Yeah.
and then ties her up with Nitro. It's like, how can you not break out of this slime?
He's like, well, I don't know. It's a really tough slime, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
he's very durable. Um, it's a mafia slime. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's a cute little design for
Yes,
Nitro. Yeah.
yes,
He doesn't. I always thought he was going to explode at some point, given the fact his name is Nitro. Like
Nitro.
he's
Yeah,
exploding goo or something. But like,
that is the question. Do the homies get to pick their own names?
oh, I have no idea. Probably.
Some of them do.
No, because when Big Mom creates hers, she always names them. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like she can go through and name every single flower that she turns into a homie.
Yeah, maybe they just don't have names. That's the saddest part.
You're a flower number
You are
900.
flower. You are just
Yes.
tree. There you go.
You get a name. You're big. You're King Bomb.
You're King Bob.
Um,
Everybody else is just tree.
your tree, your candy cane, your
Yep.
flower, your
Your
bush.
flower, your flower, your flower. Just figure it out amongst yourselves. Yeah.
You could have individual numbers, but beyond that, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're rock number 957.
Yes.
Now go over there by your brothers. Or like, do the kids get to name their homies? Because like, did she
Yeah, I would
name
imagine maybe
Panther?
the
Did she
kids would
name the
just do it
rug?
because that's a little task for like the kids of the Charlotte family to go about and just go and name all the homies in the forest. There you go. That's something
All the
you could
little
do.
ones love getting to
That's
do
something
that.
you could do. Yeah.
That's all the little kids get to do. Oh no, that didn't work.
Yeah. But
No.
anyway, Reiju gets shot
Yes.
and Pudding
Trapped
lays
in a
out her
chair.
her plan and everything, and then
Yes.
like now you won't remember any of this because
This
I can remove your
as your
memory. It's like
memory, which I love that aspect. And of course, we know that Sanji is watching outside of the window as all of this is happening
sad
and
Sanji
listening.
trying to light his
Yes.
lighter. It's just like the
Yes. Very
sadness is
sad.
falling down on me like the rain.
Yes. I love that bit there.
Yeah.
But like, there's the whole thing because I love that they have it where she's like mocking Sanji. And then like we have her looking just like psychotic with the eye.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Reiju,
it's a nice
yeah.
twist even then because it's
Mhm.
like she's good and then oh no, she's clearly evil. But like,
Mhm.
oh no, there's actually a lot more like there's a dichotomy here. There's more
Yes.
it's more than just her being secretly evil the entire time.
Yes. And we see
Yeah.
that much better later, which I
Yes.
like how they do show that. So, you know, she messes with Reiju's memory, which I just love. And then I just headcanon is she just feels really bad after that, after she delivers Reiju to the hospital wing. But then
Mm-hmm.
she has to go and talk with Mama because she has
Mm-hmm.
to go and tell Mama that, yeah, everything worked. I used the candy bullets on her and they pierced her just fine. So those should work on all of the other ones. And, she's like sitting there while in the treasure room while Mama's holding Brooke. And
Yeah.
Brooke's listening in on the conversation.
Oh.
Oh no, Pudding has three eyes. Oh no, what happened?
Yep.
What happened
Yep.
to Rach? Um, but so there's that whole scene there where mom, and Mama just calls her, you're my perfect little actress and everything. And like Pudding seems like she's okay with that, but then she has like the whole rest of the night where she goes back to her room and like I
Is
honestly think part of it ends up her being just crying part of it.
yeah, it probably just breaks down crying at a certain point of
Yes,
everything because ultimately she's like I have to go through with this. I have to
this
get married tomorrow. I didn't get to choose this. I didn't get to choose my dress. I didn't get to choose any of this.
I have
And
to shoot this guy that has been actually nothing but nice to me
all for a family that I honestly don't care for.
for the
all
most
for
part. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all for a mom that doesn't give a crap about me ultimately.
No, I am
Yeah.
nothing but
I'm
Google
a tool.
Translate
I'm a
for her.
tool.
I
Yeah.
am Google Translate.
Yeah, that's not yeah. So poor Pudding.
Yeah, there's so much there with Pudding. And so then we get to the next morning where it is, or the next late
The
morning where
wedding.
it's time
We
for the
get the tea
wedding.
party, yeah.
And there's the scene where they have Pudding and Sanji just like waiting to go out. And
Mhm.
Sanji is trying to do the whole thing of remember, she's evil, she's evil, she's evil. And she's just like, but Sanji. And
Yeah.
he's like, God damn it.
It's just like, ah, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be harder than I thought.
This is not gonna go well.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like she
Well,
has the gun that she fiddles with behind him.
yeah, it's literally she's there like, Sanji, let me shoot you in the back of the head. And she's like, and he's like, ah, okay. All right, I guess we're doing this today.
This,
You
yes,
know.
and like that's where we really see the dichotomy, that split
Hmm.
screen thing that I love that
Hmm.
Oda did, and then the anime did great with that. Um, and then of course they head out where they're carried on a giant teacup by
Yep,
by
yep, that was funny.
by, by Prometheus, which is just funny. I'm like, okay,
It
that's one
it
way to enter
it
your
lends
wedding.
to the fantasy aspect of it. I
Yes,
appreciate that. Yeah, the fairy tale world they live
yes,
in. Yeah.
exactly. Which I mean, I made the comment in I think the Big Mom videos. I would rather live in Totland than Kaido's Wano.
Yeah, because
Not by
Kaido's
much.
Wano, no, not by much, but like ultimately, as long as you pay the soul tax and Big Mom doesn't have a hunger pang and try to wipe out your island, you're gonna be
Yeah,
okay, perfectly fine for the most part.
I would not live on Whole Cake Island.
No,
I
I
would
wouldn't
live
want to
on
live.
one of the other ones
Yeah,
that she's less likely to go to.
I don't know. Live. Give me Katakuri's island. He seems
Yeah,
like a good upstanding like ruler.
I'll go
You
be
know.
nice to Katakuri.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. I don't mind that.
That is one of the other things that I love that kind of gets pointed out a little bit, and I pointed this out in some of my other ones about the kids.
Hmm.
Is like they do genuinely seem to care about the citizens of Totland more
Yeah,
than
no,
Big
they
Mom
do.
does.
Yeah,
They take their
absolutely.
job seriously, and yeah, they'll still like pick Mama, but they're also just worried about the citizens because like we see Amande on her island, on Nuts
Yeah.
Island. I just love her design and her in general.
Amande's cool. I like
Yes,
Amande.
and
Yeah.
also I like it because her name is one letter off from mine,
Oh, there you
which
go.
I
Perfect.
find
Amanda
hilarious.
Amande. There it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just love that, and it means like almond or something,
Yes.
which I don't even like almonds, but I don't care. But like we see her on Nuts Island, and she's trying to protect the citizens from Mama when she's rampaging
Mm-hmm.
and everything. But so they arrive at the wedding, they get put on top of the wedding cake as the bride and groom toppers, and then of course everything goes to heck in a handbasket
Yes, pretty much.
because first it's she is looking at Sanji, and then the veil comes up, and the hair moves,
And the
and then
eye
in the eye,
and
and she
Sanji
thinks, yes,
does it. Yeah, she thinks that Sanji's gonna be like, oh no. And
no,
then,
no, you're a horrible thing, and he's like, you're more beautiful than I thought, and she's
it's
just
like,
like,
got I
error,
didn't
error, error.
okay, okay, I didn't what? All right, didn't
I
expect
didn't know
that
that was gonna
outcome.
happen.
Yeah. All
She's
right.
like, this, I was not prepared for this
So that kind of short circuits your brain a little bit
for a
there. Yeah.
moment, and then Katakuri kills the priest with a jelly bean that was aimed at Sanji
I love
because
how
Pudding can't
Katakuri
shoot
uses
him.
jelly. He uses jelly beans. He doesn't
Yes,
do it a lot, but like he just uses jelly beans as a ranged weapon. I just love that. Yeah.
yes. It's like not a bullet, but okay, throw it fast enough and it'll be.
Yep.
And then Luffy pops out of the cake. All the Luffys pop out of the cake and just cause
I remember
chaos.
that. Yeah, that was a fun
Yes,
scene. I love that.
just chaos everywhere. Sanji carries Pudding down from the top of the cake so she doesn't get hurt. And then she attempts to try to shoot him again. Um,
But she can't do it.
she can't
Yeah.
make herself do it, which I love because that's starting to show that there is something else there. And she can't bring herself to do it. And he's looking at her like he's giving her the opportunity, like, okay, fine,
Yeah,
go
and it's
ahead.
also the idea that like I think Sanji at that point is just like, you're not going to shoot me. If you
Yeah,
wanted to shoot me,
exactly.
you would have done it already. You're not going to kill me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she can't do it. And then we kind of don't see her again until after Whole Cake Chateau falls.
Yeah, there's a
I
little bit
don't
of a
think.
there's a gap there
Gap
where
there.
they're all running away and they have to focus on
Yes.
that, and then the whole backstory with Big
With
Mom's
Big
included
Mom.
there
Yes.
too. But eventually she shows up on the flying carpet and it's just
Yes.
like, hey, we have a
I'm gonna go
problem.
bake a cake.
We need to go make a cake.
Cake.
All right.
All of them are just panicking, like Sparrow's just like, I just lied to Mama. The Straw Hats do not have a cake. There is no second cake. The cake
Well,
is
not
mine.
yet. Yeah.
And then Pudding shows up like the Messiah on the on the red carpet, on
Yeah.
the flying carpet.
On the flying
Like,
carpet.
I will save you, brother. I will go and make a cake. And she goes, and
It's
first she gets Chiffon
yeah, Chiffon
out of the Big Father, or out of
and
Beiji as he's running away.
yeah, Beiji as he's running away, and then Sanji.
G. And then we start to see it where like this is where like the personality starts coming into play where
Yeah,
she
that's
keeps
when it
going,
becomes like
yes, back and
flipping
forth and
back and
back and
forth like
forth.
a light switch at that point. You know,
Yes,
it's just like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. You know,
just back and forth, which is just so funny. And she's like, someone might see us together. Oh no, I can't be on the same carpet as him. Oh no,
yes.
oh no.
That's
And like,
a little bit of a quirky thing with her at that point.
yes.
Yeah.
And we do get to see another application of her powers because she uses like
Yeah,
that
with the
that
homies in
memory
the forest.
flash.
Yeah.
Yes, so they
Which
can
is
get
kind
through the
of
forest.
horrifying when you think about it, because it makes
Yeah.
you like you're dead, but then you remember, oh my god, I'm a tree. What? But
I don't.
I'm Bill. I was the milkman.
It's like,
What is
where are my
this?
keys? I can't find my cats.
What is this
Where's my car?
existential crisis that I've been given? Like,
Yeah.
okay. And it doesn't last very long, but it is a
No.
crazy powerful ability when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Pudding's devil fruit can be very broken. I did want to make a comment about that because like so we know that she can edit memories because we see her do that with
Yes.
Reiju's memories.
Yes.
And then we see her do it in a minute with the chefs at the on Cacao Island. But yeah, there is the question of like if she dies, do all those memories just revert?
I
And
guess it's the same thing. Like, there's so many questions to have with certain devil
yes.
fruit abilities.
Oh
Like,
yes.
if like Law made all those centaurs at Punk
Yeah.
Hazard, if Law were to die, does their bodies? And I don't think in that case they would. There's like I don't think their bodies are just going to magically change back. You know, so.
I have my legs again. Now I can't walk.
In some cases, the devil fruit probably the effect stays, and other times it doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, there is that. Go away thing.
Yeah, good. But yeah, they eventually make it back to Cacao Island,
Island.
and they have the cooks, the master
Yes.
chefs of the
Yes.
of whole cake, and they're like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Have them come into the kitchen one at a
The
time, and
time.
I'll rip out their memories, do a transplant really quick, and like, all right, next one. Okay, here we go. And
Well, the thing is that at first they have to sneak Sanji in the rug,
they
and
sneak
then
him
they
in on
have
the
to like
rug.
have
Yeah.
Chiffon in cuffs because like
Yes.
Chiffon's a traitor, and like getting her inside. But I love the fact that Pudding's first thought of like the people I need to help make this cake as awesome as possible is my sister Chiffon, who I actually probably get along with,
Yeah. Fine.
and then this guy that I just tried to shoot, which is
It's
just
fine.
so
This
funny.
isn't the first time Sanji's almost been murdered by a woman, and it won't be the
Nope,
last.
probably.
It's just
Well, it certainly wasn't Black
yeah,
Maria.
yeah. Black Maria
Um,
comes up next, exactly. So
yes,
yeah,
yep. And he was almost by a queen, murdered by
yes,
a queen.
Queen, yeah.
Trying to think of how many other times has Sanji almost been killed by a woman.
It'll probably come up. Oh, Khalifa, definitely.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Khalifa.
yeah,
Um, so they get inside, and then I love that they're just like, okay, everybody has their jobs. I've messed with everybody's memories. All they think is the cake broke,
yeah.
and we're all gonna
The
make
the
this new
cake suffered.
cake.
I think the excuse they gave was like inclement weather, like
Yeah,
a
whatever.
thunderstorm came in and just it electrocuted the cake and destroyed it. All right, that's logical.
Now we gotta
All
go
right.
because mom is on a rampage.
Memories of that's a little spotty, but whatever. Let's go. Come on, let's make a
Yes,
cake.
they all just go, and I love how they're like everybody is just like go, and I do love that. And like we have the scenes where we cut back and forth because there is a moment where Burleigh calls and is like telling her what happened because like they think the Straw Hat ship got sunk, so they think the team is
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like Luffy is fighting Katakuri, and then like Oven and the others are on their way to Cacao Island to get the cake,
Yep.
but it's not done yet. And of course, Pudding can't reveal that Chiffon and that Sanji are there helping. So they're having that, and they have the moment where there is because Chiffon makes like this really amazing cream sauce, whatever that's supposed to go on the
Yeah,
cake,
yeah, yeah.
and like Sanji is complimenting her, and Pudding is getting jealous in the background.
Yep.
She's just like, "No, you can't do that. No, don't compliment her. I'm the one that likes you."
She's
Like,
married.
yes, she's married and has a child. Sanji, I'm just complimenting her cooking. And
In
then like,
Totland, that means a whole different thing when you compliment
yes,
somebody's baking or cooking ability. Yeah.
I want to know what courting looks like in Totland.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably an interesting cultural, norm thing they have going on there.
Yes, I mean like food has to be involved somehow
Yes,
in that
exactly.
regard.
It's like when you go on your first date with somebody, you got to bring them like a triple tier chocolate cake, and it's like
Yes.
the more elaborate it is, the more like okay, it's like a bird's plumage or something,
I
except it's
had
with
a
baked goods. Yeah.
I had a joke I think in one of the videos that like because Compote, the oldest daughter, has like the big Carmen Miranda bowl of
Yes.
fruit
Yeah. Yeah.
hat.
The giant
And I
fruit
had the
bowl hat.
comment,
Yeah.
I think I made like a comment in something that I was just like, did her husband have to court her with the giant bowl of fruit?
Probably.
If she's
Yeah.
the minister of fruit. Did he have
That's
to make
that's
like this amazing arrangement and then give it to her? An
that's the
edible
rule.
arrangement?
That's how it works. Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's world building.
Yeah, exactly. Which I love that I love world building from Oda. Um,
Yeah, a lot of
yes,
stuff is going on in like while this is happening. Because I remember these chapters, and it was just
yes.
like it's
Jumping
like all
back
right,
and forth.
we're fighting with Katakuri, then we
Curry.
focus on a cake. The cake is obviously not something a lot of people focused on too much because
Yeah.
it's just a cake,
But
but
it's still important
it's
because
Sanji doing his thing. Yeah,
yes, exactly. It's like that was his task for the arc. Was like, yeah, he like fights a bit and like he has a whole thing that happens with Luffy and him.
and he makes a
Um,
cake.
and then he makes this giant F off cake that
Yes,
is like the most amazing thing anyone has ever tasted, apparently. And then of course they have to get the cake they have to get the cake out of the bakery and onto
the
you know
boat. Yeah,
on
Beiji's
the
boat, the
Beiji
Nostra
ship, yeah.
Costello. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they get going, and
But while they're doing that, they have to get away from Oven, and then
yes,
Pudding is like, okay, how are we gonna deal with
I
Oven?
love how Oda, he doesn't make it easy. He's like,
No.
you don't just give Big Mom the cake. It's not that simple. You're in her
Yeah.
territory. Everybody's trying to kill you. There's
Yes.
so much stuff going on here. Yeah.
Yes. And it just goes from one thing to the next with that. And eventually what ends up happening is of course they do get the cake to the boat via well, there was a seal driving the cake, if I
Yeah,
remember
there's like
correctly.
a
A
whole
seal
thing of
and a
how they
ball. I
got
don't
it. They
remember.
got it to the ship
They
though.
got it to the
And
ship, and then they
yeah.
have to decorate the whole thing. And of course, Beiji wants to poison it, and Sanji won't let him.
Yeah.
um,
Not
which
not
is
that it would even probably have even worked on Big Mom, to be honest with you.
no,
Yeah.
probably not. Oh, that was one of Sparrow's worries, which is a
Yeah.
valid concern.
Would valid concern, yeah.
Like, yeah, the options were either they make the cake and it tastes horrible, they make the cake, they put poison in it and it tastes horrible, Mama dies, she's angry, or it all works out and everything's
Yeah,
fine.
he's going through the options, which once again
Yep,
is like Barrow being the oldest son knows, like, yeah,
he's dealt
poison's
with
probably
this a
not going to
lot.
kill Big Mom. It's just going to make the poison. It's just going to make the cake taste like crap. So,
Yeah. But of course, Sanji won't allow that. They get the cake, they get it to whatever island it's supposed to go to so she can eat it.
yes,
And then, of course, that's all
she
done. Everybody celebrates.
she
And then,
sees heaven when she eats the cake,
yes,
which is
she
like I was
sees,
waiting for the moment when, because
yes,
all the hype built up with this cake. It's like, okay, when she finally eats this, it's so like, oh, it is kind
yes,
of cathartic. Like I kind of want that cake now. Yeah.
yeah. And she's just like, Pudding contributed to that because she helps make
Hmm.
like the chocolate sauce and other things. And yeah, we get to see her skills and Chiffon working together, which I love. Because like that's like the most positive interaction we see with Pudding and any of her
Oh yeah, with
siblings.
her family members, it's her and Chiffon. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and Lola from the past probably
Lola
would
from
have
the
gotten
past when
along
we see
well.
her there, yeah.
I had the thought at some point that it was like it would have been adorable if at some point Katakuri showed Pudding him without his scarf while she was growing up.
Oh, that would have been nice.
That would
Yeah.
have been so cute because like I don't think Pudding would have made fun of him
No.
because she knows what it feels like.
Yeah.
And like because we never see those two interact.
No, we never do.
I mean like given all
But
their
I
siblings,
think we
it's hard
probably
to say.
will in the future once
God,
everything
I
kind
hope
of
so.
comes together. I think, yeah, we'll
I
see a little
I
bit of
want
reunion.
Katakuri to be like, no, I'm gonna go get my sister back from Blackbeard. We are
Yeah,
gonna go get her back.
I could see him doing that. Absolutely.
Um, so then they have to get Sanji back to Cacao Island to help get Luffy out of the mirror when he shows up and off the island to go back to the ship.
Yep.
So there's that whole thing, and like him and Pudding have to like go fly in under the radar.
Yep.
And she's just like she's got her personalities better under control at this
At
point in
this
time.
point, yeah, she's
She's
leveled out a little
better.
bit. Yeah.
And they get back there and like so they're waiting in the alleys for like Luffy to pop out of the mirror. Um and there is the moment and this is done great in the anime where she kisses Sanji and then she reaches in and pulls
It
out
just
the
rips out the
memory
memory. Yeah.
and she keeps it and like the last thing I think we see of her in Totland is her sitting there in the alley with
Yeah,
the memory in her hands
it's
crying.
actually one of my favorite moments of the entire arc. It's when they're
Yeah.
playing the bad end musical, like the Soul
Yes.
Pocus thing, and it's so
Yes.
sad. And you just see her in the alley looking at the memory reel and just
Yeah, because
crying, and then looking up at the cotton candy snow coming down. And I'm like, okay,
yes.
that was beautifully animated.
Yes.
That was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's just like everything is happening out there. The Straw Hats escape. The mama's alive and not on a rampage in regards to Totland. The cake was a success. All of that's fine. Pedro still died.
Pager
Um,
died. Yeah.
um, but so they have all of that, and then yeah, there's just that moment there, and she's just like holding this memory in her hands. What does
Mhm.
she do with the memories that she cuts out? Can she like
She
hold
could
on to them?
probably, she
Like
could
just
probably
pocket
contain them,
space
or
them?
maybe pocket space, or maybe literally just it's a physical object like paper that she just keeps in her drawer at night and she could look at like whenever, you
Because
know.
I think
Yeah.
she would hold on to that memory.
Yeah, of course she would. That's a precious memory to her. So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Uh
the one bit that I have when it comes to the Sanji and Putty thing, I really want them to end up being a couple at the end of the story.
Maybe a little
Um,
bit later. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe like
but
an
I don't
epilogue,
like that she is 16. That is the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
bit. It's like
It was
make her
it
18
was
and I'm fine with it.
it was an arranged marriage,
Yes.
which is something like historically happened
Oh
all the
yes.
damn time, which
Oh
if you look
God,
back through
yes.
history, it's
Oh
like,
no, yes.
women that were like basically old enough to have a kid is like, all
Yeah.
right, time to, think of like Game of Thrones with it. That was
Oh
how it
yes,
was
I know.
historically.
Oh
So it
no, I
was a
understand that.
situation that she did not want to be in. But like maybe like
Yes.
an epilogue later,
Yes.
sure, like 20 years down the line, I don't know.
They're together. I've seen
We'll
great
see what
artwork.
happens with Oda and Sanji and
Yeah,
what he
and like
plans on doing with the character. Yeah.
yeah, and like she just would walk around with her eye on full display because she
Yeah,
doesn't care
sure.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we get into the post Hotland stuff
Post
with
Hotland stuff
the
where
the,
she
the
is,
Germa's emotionless excursion.
yeah, she is
First,
now
she
just,
punches. She punches Niji and Yonji for what they did to Sanji as
yes,
kids,
like, how dare you?
and punches them. I
You
love
were
that. That's
mean to
like the
him.
one. Yeah, pudding punch,
Pudding
bam.
punch, and it actually does damage to them, which
Yep.
is funny in its own
I
right.
mean, because
Yeah.
if you look at a lot of the crew, you would think a lot of them probably have at least armament and observation hockey,
Yeah, but I think it's
or so
more that
many
was
of them.
just more of a comedic kind of thing
Yeah,
there.
exactly. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing for when Nami punches Luffy.
yeah.
So that same comedic effect. Um, which may have been the Gumu Gumu no Mi power activating even way back then because it was funny.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah, probably.
Nika's like, I will allow this. It's
But
funny.
yeah, she's still on Cacao Island. She's the minister there. Everything seems to be
Yep.
going good. And then everything changed
Changed.
when the
Black
Blackbeard pirates
Pirate
arrived. I
showed
remember
up.
because we didn't know who those people were for the longest time. I remember
Yeah.
people saying, "Oh, it's Crocodile and
And
Mr. One or Mihawk or
it's
whatever."
like,
No, it was
no.
Aokiji and Van Augur.
And then in
And
the anime, they did great with like showing Custard, or not Custard, Cracker,
yeah, yeah,
the
Cracker,
sister,
because
just frozen solid.
he
Just
doesn't do
take it out like
anything
that.
after Luffy beats him. We don't even see him in the arc,
Yeah.
which I
We
always
see
thought it would
him
have
in
been.
like, yeah, the cover page for, because like Brule and him are talking when he's like, she's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, someone showed up at Cacao Island. It must be this.
I think there's still a missed opportunity where after Reiju gets shot by Pudding and is in the infirmary, I would have loved to just pan over and see Cracker in a full body cast.
Yes.
Like, that would
Well,
have been
yeah, that would
funny.
make sense. But then he would be in on everything that happens in the conversation between
That's true.
Reiju
Yeah,
and
yeah. Eh,
Sanji.
you could just say,
So
oh, he was unconscious. He's on anesthesia or whatever.
yes,
He's
he's
on.
just so doped up on everything right
Yeah,
now because he can't
but
take pain. Um,
Cracker's there and he's like, okay, I'll go fight. And they actually showed the fight in the anime a little bit,
yeah,
which
didn't last
creates all
long,
it. No, it doesn't, and it's probably just the anime doing extra stuff. But like
which is
the,
fair.
true, but the
Yeah,
implication of like how Van Arker was able to just one shot all of the Cracker soldiers he makes when we saw how tough those like gear took Gear 4 Luffy to break those things. So
hmm
every bullet Van Augur fires has the power of a Gear 4th Kong gun. It's just like, okay, that's pretty strong.
The other thing is well, Cracker's not back at full strength yet, but also those are the Cracker soldiers that have not been made, wet or set up because Nami makes
Yeah,
them
no, they're
all covered
hardened.
in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
they're
They're
definitely
they're
yeah.
pristine.
Van Arger is tough, and we
Yeah,
understand that because he's going to be one of the final villains of the story. So I'm fine
yeah,
with that. But yeah,
yes,
Aokiji just freezes everything. The
yes,
one shot technique that he
yeah.
has, he just
And then
freezes
they get
everything. Yeah.
pudding, and then she's just like, help.
Help! I
But I
can't. Okay, I guess I'm going with these people now. All right.
but I do also love that they show the shot with Brule just like
Yeah,
reaching out,
crying.
like because there's
Yeah,
Cracker reaching out trying to get to Pudding, but
yeah.
then there's also Brule is like in the background, like
They cared
I
about
couldn't
her
do
too.
anything.
Yeah, they
Yes,
cared
and I
about
like
her
that they
too.
show that because it's like yes, she's like a tool for Big Mom, but she's also their sister.
Yeah. Well, she also does. They don't view her as a tool. I'm sure
No,
they
most of
view
the
her as
siblings
like
don't.
yeah, they
Most of the
do. They
siblings
view her
don't.
as genuinely just like they're our sister that's getting kidnapped right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oven was very mean to her at the wedding because he like disgraces her for the fact of like you couldn't even shoot the Vin smoke.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
useless to us, type of a thing. Because like he just degrades her there. But
Yes.
that's like most of the other ones seem to be a semi-positive
Mhm.
interaction beyond just like we know Flampe hates her,
Yeah.
which is fine because everybody hates Flampe.
Right.
Um,
Yes, that's okay. If you want to hate Flampe, that's perfectly acceptable.
exactly.
Um,
Like yeah, and then we get into where
yeah,
there's the
because
little
this
bit.
is whole like a thing, like a timeline thing is happening.
Yeah,
Like I think basically the events of her getting kidnapped was like during Wano while the
yeah.
Straw Hats were there, and then
hmm
when we see her in the present is when she's in
The like
uh
the
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 flagship.
dungeon. Yeah,
Yeah, the
for yeah.
dungeon of if it is the flagship, it's the Saber Azebek of the Blackbeard's
Yeah,
crew, and we see her
yeah.
there, and they're like,
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
well,
berate. They're
yeah.
kind of like you're gonna be trapped here forever, and she's just like, oh, Mama's not dead,
Mom
she's
is
gonna
gonna
kill you,
mess
she's
you
gonna
up if
kill
she's
you
still
guys when
alive.
she shows up. Yeah,
And she's just like, it was like they make a comment of like, yeah, Blackbeard's out there fighting Trafalgar Law. He helped kill your mom, and she's just like, first of all, we don't know if she's alive or not. Second of all, I probably would thank him for that.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, and it's like, Big Mom's dead. Kind of out on the jury's still out on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, jury's
Yeah.
out on a lot of things right now.
Well, yeah, that's how it is. So that was the last
Until we
time we
get that
saw her,
explained.
I believe. Yeah.
Yes, because that's why I've been waiting. Like, I'll do some of these ahead of time, but then it's like this one,
Mhm.
it's just like something may come up. We're
Yep.
putting all over the world with the message right now.
Yep.
We could have seen her. She might just be sitting there in the cell or on Hachinosu just listening to the message.
Mhm.
And like maybe understand something. I don't know. I mean, because if she has managed to, because if prior to like if she had managed to activate her devil fruit power before, or not her devil fruit power, her
Mhm.
third eye, then she's been let into the treasure room so many times, probably, and would
Yeah.
have read the poneglyphs already. But it's also like,
Aw, it's good.
I'm just gonna flip over now. Um,
Okay.
and she's just like she could just know what they say anyway,
Yeah.
and be able to just be like, well, I'm not gonna tell this to mama.
No, exactly not. Yeah.
But then it's like the giving her the memo no me, if they knew that that's what it was to begin with when they gave it to her, would make sense, because then if they find anyone else who's read any of the other poneglyphs, like if they did get Robin,
Yeah,
and
they
even
could
if
she could
Robin,
just read her memory and then there
yeah,
you go. You
exactly,
have that.
or
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, or whoever else, like because we still don't know where the road poneglyph was that was on
it
Fishman
it
Island.
it really does seem like her ability, like she can't learn stuff other people like she can't learn how to read the poneglyphs, but it's probably more of just like she sees the memory of Robin read it. Like if Robin already
Yeah,
read it, then she can like it's because it is like
yeah,
looking at a film strip when you're
yeah.
just doing it.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Robin understands what this is because she looked at it, and
Yeah,
therefore,
yeah.
because if I read her film strip, then I'll know what happened.
Yes.
But it's like if she can activate her devil or the third eye,
Mm-hmm.
then they just need to find someone who has seen that fourth poneglyph.
Yeah. Then they should be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, go find Crocus. Go find Rayleigh.
Yep. Go find
And
one of
just
the Roger pirates somewhere in
Pyrus,
the world.
yes,
Yeah.
that has seen it. And then just like, oh,
I don't know where this is going with that.
rewind 20 years.
Exactly. I'm assuming that she's at Hachinosu right now because I'm
Probably.
assuming Blackbeard, because Law and Beppo got away, the rest got captured. They probably just went
Hmm.
back to Hachinosu. Blackbeard's going to get there after the whole events with Garp and
Yeah,
Sword attacking,
yeah. And
and
Kobe
will
escaping and all of
yeah,
that.
Kobe escaping. So Blackbeard's going to be back there. So that's where Pudding's going to be captured. So
Yeah, she'll
hopefully
probably be held there.
she'll be freed after a certain point, or
Hmm.
Katakuri shows up with like a legion of people to try to save her. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, because if Mama is dead or incapacitated, I really want Perispero to be dead.
Mhm.
Um, then it's
Yeah,
like
he
it
was
falls to
not one of the
Katakuri.
best ones. Yeah.
No, I like his power.
Power's cool. Sure. He's just
Rest of
weird
him
and
is just
creepy.
very disturbing.
He has a giant
Although I like
tongue.
his
Yeah.
giant candy cane. I
The
like the
giant
giant
candy
candy
cane
cane that he,
scepter is
yes.
neat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But other than that, I'm just like, no, go away.
Go away.
I'll take your power and I'll take your stick.
You're st-
You can go away. But like, yeah, then it just falls to Katakuri for whoever's in charge next. And he might be willing to ally with the Straw Hats to particularly to save Pudding, because Sanji would want to save Pudding. Because at least they left on like a good note or parted on a decent note. And the Straw Hats would know that she helped with the cake and helped Sanji and
Absolutely.
everything.
Yeah.
And so there's that whole bit there where it's just like they would have a semi okay reason to want to go and help her, or at least if they find her on Hachinosu, they would want to help her.
Yeah.
Although if Garp is still alive, which he is Garp, um,
Garp. Yep.
that like those two in like cells opposites of
That
each
would
other,
be interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just like
Some people are
talking.
convinced Garp is dead, and it's just like, no, Garp is not dead. You know,
I don't want him to be dead. I like
now
him.
they're not just gonna
Uh,
kill him like that. No, it's not the
no,
way if he's gonna die, he's not gonna die that way.
no.
No.
Um, they're gonna even. I mean, it would be a badass death if he did die, but that just doesn't seem like it makes sense because
No, I mean they're not going to kill him. I mean, in the sense of like last time we saw him, he was laughing, being frozen. I'm like, oh yeah, he's dead now. He's gone. It's just like, no,
um,
if he dies, he's going to go out swinging, and it's going to be a cool ass fight. Yeah,
yeah. Plus, we still want to have this moment where like they have all three of the Monkey D. Luffy men on the same island at the
yeah,
same time.
that would be cool. Yeah,
Um, we have family issues that need to be discussed.
we see
Dragon needs to
Dragon,
yell at his
Garp, and
dad.
Luffy all meet at some point one more
Yes,
time if anyone's going to die. Yeah.
yes. It's like Dragon needs to yell at Garp for how he treated Luffy as
Yes.
a
Yeah.
child. Stop sending my child into the forest. Stop tying him to balloons.
I don't think Dragon would care. Probably be like, yeah,
He
that's how
might
I was
care to
raised,
a
Dad.
degree.
So whatever. Yeah.
He might care to some degree, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, oh God, what horror stories would he heard from Sabo after
Probably a
he got
lot.
his memories back?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess he would have told him about like a lot of the
Uh,
stuff that happened. Yeah.
yeah. I gotta sort through my memories. Can you listen, Dragon? I'm doing paperwork. Okay, I'll just talk in the corner then.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like, yes, I want putting the show back up again. She has very valid reason as to why she should show back up again. She has, yeah, me and
She
you
has
agree.
relevance to the story beyond just like, that
Yeah,
one time at Totland with
land where
Sanji
this
or
thing
anything like
happened.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, but you know, most people like her for the most part.
Yeah, she's fine.
Um, and you know, we want that resolution as to whether or not she can get her, her third eye
Just
awakened.
more learning about the Third Eye Tribe in general
Yes,
is why I think she's relevant right now. Because like Oda
yes,
just throwing that out there, like, oh yeah, there's a race in this world that can just read poneglyphs automatically. Like,
yeah,
okay, that's
yeah.
you're just gonna throw that out there. All right, cool.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Never mentioned again. All right, yeah. So that has to come
Kaido
full
didn't
circle
have
somewhere.
anything. Nothing else happened there.
Yep.
We haven't seen any other ones. Probably in the flashback whenever we get to
Oh yeah, we'll get to a bunch
Void
of
Century
people when we get to
flashback. We'll
Void
probably
Century.
get
Yeah,
some. I know there's
absolutely.
theories that like Eam is a Third Eye Tribe member. I know
Yeah,
there's
I could see
theories
that.
there.
Yeah, I've seen theories about that certainly. Yeah.
There's theories about everything.
There's theories about
Um,
everything. It's One Piece.
yes, someone will eventually hit the bullseye with the right
Oh, I
theory.
think somebody definitely has. I mean, it's one of
Yeah.
those things like people throwing darts at a dartboard for
Yes.
25 years. Somebody out there has guessed what the One Piece is already. It's absolutely
Just an
happening.
entire wall covered in
Yeah.
dartboards. We'll hit
Oh,
something eventually. Keep throwing.
okay. You just came up. We have like 8 minutes left for
Yeah,
this.
I
So
saw
yeah,
that
we'll just
too.
wrap it up here. Yeah.
Um, but I figured my Deadpool shirt was applicable for today
I,
because it
I like the
seemingly
Deadpool
goes
shirt.
all
Yeah, I
over the
like that
place.
one. Yeah.
It says I have issues. I debated about wearing my Barry shirt, but I'm like, no.
Nah, it's okay.
Um, not do that.
It's all right.
Um, although I do like that you like the science shirt that I sent you. The science is magic that works.
Yeah, I have that one upstairs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one. I like that shirt. Yeah.
Um, but that's pretty much it for discussing pudding at the moment. Brenda,
Aw.
hi.
Well, thank you for having me. This was really
Yes.
fun. Yeah, of
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
course.
Um,
Yep. Any
uh,
questions, anything about the video itself you want me to like do, just
yeah.
let me know. Anything like that.
Um,
Yeah.
for the next set that I'll be doing will be like a bunch of the Vinsmoke stuff for like the German
Sure.
Kingdom and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, for some of those ones, and then I'll be doing like probably a couple of other just like all the miscellaneous kingdoms and rulers that we've heard about
Mhm.
at Reverie and everything. Just
Yeah.
like this is them, this is what we know, moving on. This is them, this is what we know, moving on. All of that stuff.
Yeah. It's always that's the
Um,
thing about One Piece. There's always more to talk about. You're
yes.
never gonna run out of stuff. That's
Well,
always a thing.
yes, I did a whole series where I talked about a bunch of the couples, like canon couples that have been in
Ah,
One
okay. Yeah,
Piece.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I'm like, well, I've kind of stalled on that because we haven't had any more yet.
Yeah, Oda kind of avoids a lot of
Yes,
like, well, like
yeah,
he'll have couples in the story, but like a
yeah.
lot of shipping will just be non-existent, pretty
Oh no,
much.
no, I went
Yeah,
with specifically
yeah,
canon again.
canon couples that
Yes,
exist, right? Yeah, I
because like
understand that. Yeah,
I can go for days on all the other
like
ships, but like
Kinemon and
canon.
Osuru and stuff
Yes, I
like
talked
that.
about
Yeah.
them. I talked about Odin and
Aw,
Toki. I talked
that's
about
nice.
um Scarlet and Kyros,
Kyros, yeah, that's a
um
good one.
Neptune
Yeah,
and Otohime. I did so
yeah,
many of them. I even for like the dark side of things, Doflamingo and Violet, and I
yeah.
talked
That
about
has some implications with that. That's really jacked
yes,
up. When
um,
you look into their relationship.
all of that. I
Yeah,
did one
yeah.
about Hogback and Shindri for like the horrors of love.
Oh God, that's yeah, that's
Yeah.
ugh.
Um, I
That's
mean,
not even
like,
a relationship so
no,
much at
it's
that
not,
point. That's
but
just you reanimated a corpse.
yes.
That's what you
But I'm
did.
like, I want to go over this because it is an important thing of showing an abusive relationship
Yes,
that he
probably
gets
the
out
most
of.
overt way you could
Yes.
depict an abusive relationship is between Hogback and Sindri.
God,
Yeah.
Hogback
Oh,
is
that's
so
intense. But that's a
creepy.
cool idea for a series, though, if nothing
Yeah.
else. Yeah, it's a
No,
good
I did.
idea.
I think
Yeah.
I've done pretty much all of them. I'm pretty sure there's going to be something about a romance in the Void Century, one way or
Oh
the
yeah,
other.
definitely. Joy
Whether that's
Boy's like
Eam and
lost
Joy Boy
love or
or Joy
something
Boy
like
and
that.
Poseidon
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever. I
Oh my
don't
goodness.
know.
But
Whatever type it's going to be, I don't know.